All right, so if you've seen a previous video, I did this super low budget docking cradle for CarPlay in the Ford Maverick. You could click the link up there if you haven't seen it yet and check it out. But it worked well. I didn't even tape it in or anything or glue it in, but you could have just glued it in or velcroed it in to make it even more secure. But what I want to do in this video is do it again, and I'm going to use the same type of port, and I'm going to make a low budget version of it. Not a super low budget, just a normal low budget version. All right, so with my next low budget solution, this one's actually not easy low budget, but this one requires a little bit more effort, but it's still low budget. And this time I'm going to use some popsicle sticks. So I had to sacrifice myself and eat a few ice cream bars, but I got the popsicle sticks. Okay, so what I want to do first is measure to the width of that little slot in there, and the popsicle stick, the width of the popsicle stick is actually pretty good. It's pretty close in there, but I want to measure, well, I guess you could call it the length of this piece. So I'm going to trim off the edges and make it fit. These are just bone cutting scissors. It doesn't have to be super exact, so I'm just gonna more or less eyeball it. Oops, split. All right, let's see if it fits in there. All right, it fits in there, that's good. So that's basically the width that I want all these guys. All right, so for the first three, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them to make a little bit of a channel. So I got some tape, and I'm going to use the tape just to help it hold its form while the glue is drying. So it's going to be basically like this. Put it on one end. So I'm going to make a little channel like that. All right, so that's what I'm going to have. The glue and the tape's going to help hold it together while I hot glue it together. All right, glue gun is warm. Okay. Try not to get glue on yourself. All right, so I put the tape over just to make it hold the channel better. And I'm gonna wait for it to dry up. All right, so it looks like it's dried up, so I'm gonna take out the tape. And so I see there's some weak places, so I'm gonna just glue up those areas, fill in the holes, let it dry up again. All right, so now that it's dried up, I'm gonna put that in the channel, just make sure it fits. And of course it fits because we measured it. So I need to determine where I want my prongs. So I'm going to just kind of line this up where I want it. So I want it basically right there. I'm going to mark it. Okay. out. So it's just basically a U channel now. But the nice thing is that now my prong, and I'll leave a link again in the description for this type of USB, but in the description down there. But now it's going to basically fit right in. So I have it this side. So it's going to fit right in that channel. So I'm going to glue this down now. I'm going to take some glue and glue it right in, make it hold really nice and secure. Alright, so I'm going to add some extra glue to make it really stay. Alright, so for the final chopstick, I'm going to trim it down so that it fits over the top like that. I'm going to mark it. One side and then mark the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to glue in this side and glue in this side. I'm just going to do one side at a time, let it dry up so that I don't make a big mess. All right, now that that's dried up, I'm going to do the other side. And we'll let that dry up. All right, that's the way it looks right now. Now I'm going to have one last piece to plug up the end. All right, so next for just pure aesthetics, I'm going to put some tape so that, you know, it matches the orange a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Okay, so that's the way it's going to look. Now let's thread it through. All right, and that's the way it's going to sit down there. Phone will sit in. Let's give it a shot. Okay, let's get the phone in. And that's the way it's going to sit in the cradle. So one last thing before I put it back in the car is that, remember we put in the piece of wood on this side, and the reason for that is I want to put a tack right here to hold it in on this side. This side is already held in by the wire and this hole, but I'm going to put a tack in on this side. All right, so the type of tack I'm going to use is this flat bottom tack. All right. So what I want to do, make sure it's nice and secure where I want it. And I'm just going to push the tack through, and it's going to hold really tight so I can get the phone in and out, and that's not going anywhere. So let's put it in the car. So now I have it installed. Let's take a look. All right, that's the way it looks. It looks really nice and clean. If I had some orange tape that matched even better, that would be great. I might just use black tape, you know, just as the facade. Maybe it'll blend in better than the orange, who knows. But you know, here goes the phone. That's my a little bit harder still low budget hack to the CarPlay, wired CarPlay.